Hello V-Gamers, it's not even 3 o'clock on June the 12th, 2023, and you'll see that the screen is weird because I had to make an impromptu sun barrier and a way to hold up my device. The temperature is absolutely crazy, not 22 degrees as Google lied. From the onset, this video won't be about goddess era, of which EX type goddesses are going to be in meta, because I have quit goddess era and every single other game. This video was for the 3% of teenagers and an unknown amount of adults. I'll be showing 3 examples of how monstrous the gaming industry is, which will shock everybody. First example is Endorfun. I remember it from 1995. I saw the subliminal messages that's built to this game. Endorfun knows that it's going to release endorphin from your brain. Professor of the University of Michigan, I quote, though ostensibly positive, could have certain unintended consequences. One of the creepy messages that it played was that it's okay for me to have everything that I want. It would say, I am powerful, you want to play this game, which in Wiki they don't show that one, which I heard on the audio. I bought the game, I found it in a second-hand shop. It was banned, at least in Europe. It was released for Microsoft Windows, Macintosh, PlayStation. It was announced for Nintendo 64, but never released for Nintendo 64. Skip to 2009 when China had the World of Warcraft server. They'd been playing that for 14 years until this year, January the 23rd, when Blizzard had a fight with NetEase in China for some reason. Don't know why, but the players who had been playing this for 14 years, probably thousands of hours, and those millions of you who have played Warcraft know that you put a lot of energy into it, and they are allowed to play it no more. I quote, will be unplayable in China for the foreseeable future. The death of your own game for 14 years of your life, and in fact it's all Blizzard games, and this can happen to anybody anytime in the world, and it makes you think, what are we gaming for? Cut to 2016, where Business Insider has had this pre-chance of gaming. It's already been released in America, so this is the UK version. It's Pokemon Go. I've never played it, thankfully, but in World of Warcraft I did collect all pets that there were. He says gyms where you can battle and Pokestops where you can pick up items with real-world locales. Here, the King's Head pub in Finsbury Park, London. Now, the King's Head pub, this is supposed to be played by teenagers and even younger children collecting Pokemon. A pub is no place to lure them, and that's a word that they use, lure. A pub is a public house. If you don't know the British slang, it's where adults poison themselves with alcohol, unhealthy food like pork scratchings, and get into fights. These days, smoke outside. A place for children. Next quote, street art seems to be a particular popular choice for Pokestops. Locations tied to real-world graffiti are scattered all over North London and Shoreditch. So their designers thought it would be a good idea to place the Pokemon in areas out of public view, dangerous, where people are away from the eyes of other people and the police, where they graffiti downtrodden areas. See, from reading this already, this is going to have a real world problem. It gets worse. I quote, the map was covered with locations including multiple lures, items placed by other players that draw in Pokemon that everyone else can take advantage of. Criminals can take advantage of people. For those who have played this, could you tell me that what are these purple and pink hearts? That would make it even worse. The journalist puts in a side note. In Missouri, a group of thieves recently mugged nearly half a dozen Pokemon Go playing teens. A good point. I don't know why he says half a dozen. Nearly half a dozen. That should be just 5. What does it cost you? Just say 5. Please say they apparently use lure modules placed at selected locations to draw their victims into a trap, stealing their smartphones and valuables. So this is at gunpoint. Children playing a game outside with their phones. Oh, he adds, "Welcome to the future."
To herd you through the city to the places that were paying for your body of Pokemon Go. This was the real game, the shadow game, getting you into a place where we have predicted that you will be. My prediction that you're going to be there is worth a lot more. Economies of action are how I guarantee that. And Pokemon Go, a global scale experiment in economies of action, using remote control means to automate behavior, engineer behavior.
The last week, Pokemon Go has been a sensation. Sensational. Whether it's teens stumbling onto dead bodies when Pokemon hunting, or hordes of players swarming unsuspecting people's front yards after their house was accidentally designated a gym. This has been in the news constantly since its launch. End quote. Well, every game has its teething problems. Nothing some psychology and a new phone can erase. I quit GE a while ago, so thanks to these people for their concern, but I should not be opening your messages because it's better that I stay away from gaming. It'll be like a real Alcoholics Anonymous victim having a little sip. So who else is affected by gaming addiction? If you've paid too much when you get lonely and you find yourself playing a new game, and you find yourself playing 5-6 different games all in a day, and think of how many hours of the day that you're wasting. And I can tell you, once you've got rid of those, do find there are enough hours in the day to do the things that you want. To one psychologist, M. De Wilde, last year, he said gaming adults are 3% of teens on an amount of adults. They are smarter but introverted, overthinkers. They're unsociable procrastinators. They're attracted to advanced technology, sometimes with autism, ADHD, or have a gift. So if you can find your gift, find out what that is. Not like Rain Man, where they gave him telephone books, public telephone books, for him to scan with the left eye one page, scan with the right eye the other page in a few seconds, and he would memorize everybody's telephone numbers in the local area. They give him a sporting book, and he could memorize everything to do about something that you don't need to know. It's like AI, artificial intelligence, except he was a real person, but if you can feed it the good things, then it could help the world. A gift. Adults too suffer the same cycle as gambling. They game more to escape their knowledge that gaming is just overindulging their dopamine levels, and it can hail from childhood trauma. In use, they have stolen a credit card of their parents and ranked up a bill that they can't afford. Quit a partner who doesn't set a bad example of just watching TV or scrolling the phone can show genuine interest but diminish screen time. Thought of a way where you can write down the time of day when you feel to game is the strongest. So this is likely server reset time, event time, or collection time. The brain will let it pass in a minute or two. Yet at those times, do something else. He says a board game or read, but I would add that board games are not really a good alternative, and it depends what you read. So make sure it increases wisdom. Touch grass. I'd add create.
Your hobbies could include extreme granny bagging, or owling, really getting back to nature. Or recreational waterboarding. Every gaming addict can relate to this one. Business insiders say, "Oh, but they're helping small businesses." The Creator is a spin-off from Google, and it's unknown specifically whether the small companies pay 15 cents, the large companies 49 cents, or maybe even more when they host tournaments and raids. So when every USA Starbucks partners with the game How'd you like that, small companies? So the public, that is the players, are brown-nosing the company. Oh, they're getting loads of money, so the game will get better. But they're making 600 million per year, every year. Yet Business Insider think other games are even more insidious. What's more insidious than McDonald's luring children to eat a burger which contains between 20 or 100 different cows mashed in there?
Or hone in on your gift, if it is fruitful. The Aztecs want to be remembered in song after their death, so had to perform something outstanding. The Navajo say, if you have learned something, tell others. As the Chinese World of Warcraft servers dissolved, you realize even the biggest, most expensive games are finite, and as you gamble of up to tens of thousands of hours will turn into an investment, you think your character can be sold to someone else. Servers die, games get old and fade, all for naught, and certainly no one will sing a song about you after death, especially as you were squirreled away in life. Think, what did your life achieve? Life's a game. Get good.